get it on finance. So I said, okay, you can get it on my finance. That was the biggest mistake I ever made.
And he would like make these like weird hints like, oh my gosh, I want to golf. Let's see now. After like a couple of alone calls, I started to come up with excuses to not be in a call with him because he would start to.
I've made videos reaching out to Roblox players and asking about their worst Discord experiences, showing how weird people can be from this platform. But in this video, the interviews that I've gathered can teach us how, even though it's a nice practice to be kind to others, it doesn't necessarily mean that your acts of kindness will be reciprocated as expected. I hope you guys enjoy this one, and on to the video. Well, since you use Discord and everything, I was just wondering, what's your worst Discord experience, if that's the case?
My worst Discord experience has got to be when I was 18. I had like an online best friend and we became friends with some people we met on epic mini games. This was like peak 2018, 2019. It was a huge server. They were like a fake family. Yeah, like the youngest person in there was from what I knew. And the oldest person I knew was 24, but I think there were older people. So it was a quote unquote like roleplay family. There was two of the older people in there and it was a 21-year-old and like a 24-year-old that were, I guess, also close with us despite the age. And the 21-year-old started to be kind of like you know, freaky towards one of the other girls who was 18, but she was dating someone and she expressed discomfort. She was really nice, right? And none of the girls liked talking to him, and I didn't really like either, especially after like finding out that he was trying to hit on a 18-year-old. But I was like, okay, like I don't want to be mean, I want to be nice. So he would join the call and most people would leave like immediately, or people would mute, or they just wouldn't talk to him, and I would try to acknowledge him. So he expressed to me that he was grateful. He's like, I know you probably think I'm a weirdo, but I didn't know she was. Thank you for acknowledging me. Yeah, sure. Like, of course, I don't want to make anyone feel alone. You know, months went by. Whenever he would join, everybody would leave and I'd be the only one to stay. So we would sometimes be alone in calls. Eventually, after like a couple of alone calls, I started to come up with excuses to not be in a call with him because he would start to breathe really heavily in the call. And long story short, okay, keep in mind, I'm 15. He's 21. I ended up finding out that he would get off to my burping.
Specifically the burping.
I've always been a burper, but a lot of people heard I always burp in game. We were calling and it was like 2 a.m. and he was like, can I tell you something? But you gotta promise that you're not gonna hate me or think I'm weird. I was like, what? He's like, so I'm into some weird things. I was like, oh, what are you talking about? And he's like, I think that when girls are kind of gross, it turns me, you know. I was like, oh, okay. I don't think you should be telling a 15-year-old this, but pop off, I guess. And he was like, I know you're only 15, but you're almost 15, and that's like the age of consent. And I was like, where are you going with this? And he's like, I really think it's hot when you burp, and I get off to your burping on call sometimes. I was like, oh, what the hell? Yeah. That was like my jaw dropped. I removed him on everything after he confessed all that weird stuff. And so I actually found out when I was in my senior year of high school that he got arrested.
Whoa, okay. How'd you figure this out though?
My old friend, she's still in contact with some of the people, and I guess they told her and she told me, and like she showed me his mugshot and everything, and he was arrested for having, I'm sure you can assume what he had.
He had something that can abbreviate the Club Penguin.
Cheese pizza. He had cheese pizza, like a lot of it. He was buying stuff off of, I don't know if it was Telegram, but it wasn't like one of those apps. Ain't that some tea?
That is. For the most part, after you blocked him and everything, you were able to like fully move on from that situation or not?
I removed all of the people, even the ones I was close with, minus that girl, because you know her and I were tight, like but that's a tea.
That is incredibly nasty, and I'm so sorry that you had to meet someone like that. God, do you have any advice for anyone that might be going through something like that?
Please don't be friends with weirdos. Don't show your feet on call. Don't purposefully fart or burp. I guess you don't know who you're gonna meet. Might be into that. You might be getting clipped and they might be relieving themselves to those clips. So yeah, be careful what you share online and on call.
I appreciate it. Thank you for answering my questions. I appreciate it.
Or sorry for traumatizing you.
That's all good. Well, since you have Discord and everything, I was just wondering, what's your worst Discord experience then, if that's the case?
The worst Discord experience?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically there's this one game that on Roblox I met this guy on, right?
Yeah.
And I thought he was pretty chill and all, you know. Seems a pretty nice guy, you know. Bro, I shouldn't have added him. That was my first mistake. So when I added him, you know, we would like text or chat every day, you know? And like we like grew a strong like friendship. I just saw him as a friend, you know? And he would like make these like weird hints like, oh my gosh, I want to golf with Tina. I'm like, what?
Ooh,
Oh, he's
okay.
like, oh, you heard that? I mean, obviously I heard you. We're in the same car. Like, how am I not supposed to hear you? Like, what the? He's like, I want you. I'm like, huh? So one day I hop on with him and he's like, hey, I want to tell you something. By the way, it's only been like 7 days. Here comes the confession. The way he confessed, he's like, no, you're so pretty, you're so funny, you're so sweet, yada yada. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm just trying to make friends. Like, I made it obvious. He's like, please give it time. I'm like, okay. So I gave it like, it's like probably like 2 days. I'm like, yo, I'm still not interested in you. Just let you know. He's like, what? Why not? I'm like, because I'm not. And he's like, okay, but you should be. Like, I did this, yada, yada, yada.
So what do you call this? You gave this guy 2 days for you to think it over if you like this guy. And then you said, yeah, you didn't change your mind. You still don't like this guy. But all of a sudden, this guy says, no, you should like me because I did all of these things for you. Like, I comforted you. I called with you. Like, he did all these things. And he's saying that you're in debt to him, that you should like him.
Basically.
That's
basically.
kind of self-entitled and weird.
And pretty egotistical, right?
Yeah, that
Like,
is
it's
egotistical.
like- and I'm like, okay, this guy is kind of weird. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna, you know, block this guy. So I blocked
Right.
him, you know. Block. And like, he started spreading rumors about me in
Whoa.
the game.
This guy started spreading rumors. Is that what happened?
Yes.
Whoa.
He started spread rumors about me saying that I was a quote unquote player. I had too many girlfriends. I'm like, oh, people started to believe those rumors. If they're not gonna believe me, why should I give them my time? I know what happened. They don't know what happened.
Were you able to fully get out of that situation though?
I mean, there's still rumors on me out there. They're from like old friends though. They're just like warning people that you're a player. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that is annoying.
So, yeah.
Like people from your past trying to, what do you call this, drag down your name to this day. I can imagine that's frustrating on your part. Well, from your experience, do you have any advice that you're willing to give to anyone that's in a position that's similar to you in that time?
My best advice to give you is that just be really careful who you add in general or who you're trying to be nice with. Anybody can mistake your kindness for the wrong reasons. So be very cautious with it.
So I'm assuming you have Discord. I'm assuming like
Yeah, I
you use
have
Discord. All right. Well, since you use Discord, is it okay if I ask like what's your worst Discord experience then if that's the case?
I met my ex on Discord. She's like kind of crazy. We met because one of my other partners was cheating on with this other person. So I met through them. We were both like mutual victims. We kind of clicked and we started dating. I found out she had quite a lot of mental disabilities, like BPD for one. Yeah, I met her. This was like last year. We ended up like meeting up in like December, and then I live at my parents' house, so I let her come here and she stayed for like absolutely ages. Like she did not want to leave. And throughout that time, she like made me spend so much money and stuff just because like manipulating me, making me feel bad and stuff.
She made you spend money? What do you mean by that? She made you buy stuff for
like,
her?
Yeah, buy stuff for her and like make me feel bad if I don't do it, because like I'm a very generous person. Like obviously if somebody doesn't have like a lot of money or whatever, I want to like help them out, but she took this like crazy with it. Like she would make me feel really bad if I didn't like buy her food, or like whenever I didn't want to like go outside, she would like be like, oh, what the hell, you just don't want to do stuff with me. So she was living with me for 6 months. We had like an argument because she was saying that our relationship was transactional somehow, even though I probably had spent like over like 2 grand on her. Well, she spent probably less than 500. Yeah, a lot of money. She still owed me about $1 grand because she said she wanted to get like a phone and she couldn't get it on finance. So I said, okay, you can get it on my finance. That was the biggest mistake I ever made. Like last month, I started playing this game more. So I started making like friends on this game and whatever. and spending time like making friends and whatever. And every time I made friends or hung out with friends from this game, she'd always be like, what the hell, why are you playing with stinky Roblox players or whatever? Like, it's so weird that she has a problem with me making friends, like, and just spending time with them. She's like, she just wants me to spend all of my time with her. And like, obviously I want to spend time with her, but not every single second of my day. I mean, luckily I broke up with her, no longer with her. Now I'm looking back on like the time, I'm like, how did I not notice this earlier, that like she was doing all this stuff, like she was taking advantage of me, all that type of thing. So
I wouldn't say that you should blame yourself about it though, because honestly, like really, you shouldn't have been put in that situation in the first place. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't blame yourself for being in that situation. So you should take it easy on yourself. Were you able to like fully move on from the situation though, or do you still think about it every now and then?
Well, I'm still like feeling bad or whatever, but honestly, I'm just looking back and I'm like, I'm glad I'm not with her.
Do you have like any advice for anyone that might be going through something similar from your experience?
If you see any like red flags, or if you feel like she's taking your money, anything like that, just talk to people about it. Let somebody know. Like, it's always good to like have multiple people think on it. Like having an outside perspective can really help. Obviously, you're in love with the person, you're blindsided, and it's hard to see if like you're being taken advantage of.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Anyway, do you like YouTube or something?
Perchance.